Good afternoon. How are you doing? What a British Grand Prix we have just witnessed. That was incredible. If you don't know, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. So, just the storyline. Formula One so rarely delivers a fairy tale, and we thought that this was going to be another example with George's heartbreaking retirement. I was absolutely gutted for him, and seeing the way that he bounced back at the end, congratulating Lewis and, staying with the team. Was just really good to see. All credit to him. He drove amazingly this weekend and deserved that win as much as anyone. But I'm just ecstatic to see Lewis back again. I feel like he is more than anyone. Well, obviously he is, duh, but his reaction was just the most heartwarming thing. Hearing Bono over the radio, hearing how much it means to the whole team, aside from just Lewis. And seeing Lewis cry, I don't think I've ever seen him cry that much. I think I even remember him crying at after his 7th title. I don't think he cried. It was just the most heartwarming scenes. I'm still trying to get over what we've just witnessed because the race has literally just ended. But I'm just so excited to speak with you about it. It was just a joy to watch. We all thought it might be. I don't know why, but it's felt like this race had been hyped up more than previous British Grand Prix. But I am not complaining in the slightest, and I am so pleased that it did not disappoint. We got everything we deserved, and this season just continues to surprise and amaze us. It was not in the script at all. How competitive and well, basically how exciting it's been, to be honest, after Bahrain and the recent era of Max dominance. We thought it was just going to be rinse and repeat, essentially, but we've had 4 teams winning and, fighting for victories. It was still between two, maybe 3 teams today to win. Any of the top 5 could have won, with still about 20 laps to go. It was absolutely insane. And even though this race didn't have, it wasn't like Baku level crazy with, crashes. There wasn't a safety car. There weren't battles lap after lap. But for me, I think this, even though was an amazing race, and I think people are going to rave about it to the heavens, I still think it's going to be underestimated in how good it actually was. Because for me, this was the definition of basically the perfect F1 race and what a Formula One race should be. Because even though not much happened for maybe the first 15 laps, there was still that unpredictability of the weather, if it was going to rain, when it was going to rain, how hard it was going to rain. And then basically from lap 16 onwards, when the heavens opened, it just went mental, and seeing the teams react differently, seeing the different strategies. Seeing Lewis come through, obviously, with his experience and kind of using that experience and skill to kind of show his worth above these younger drivers like George and Lando, who didn't quite have the pace and were making more mistakes. It was just so interesting to see, and then, it went back the way of McLaren with the cooler temperatures suiting their car more. It just ebbed and flowed, and then at times Sainz was the fastest driver on track, and then Max was coming through at the end. It was just it was the perfect storm of weather conditions, side-by-side battles, Piastri's overtakes near the start on Mercedes. Just incredible, that's some of the best overtakes we've seen all year, and it was just completely under the radar because of the craziness that was going on that race. But yeah, credit to both the McLaren drivers. Lando was absolutely gutted, and I cannot blame him. But I kind of didn't realise how devastated he was until after that interview where we saw that shot of him just, bent. Oh, it was... After his press interview, he kind of said all the right things and congratulated Lewis and everything. But then when he got a moment to himself, he just looked absolutely heartbroken, and I felt so sorry for him. But I trust that his time will come. I'm sure it will. He's got so many more victories to come, I'm sure. Maybe championships. But I think this race kind of proved that he has a lot to learn still, strategically and mentally, I feel. And I think it proved why Lewis has all the accolades that he does, because he came on top, even though, that they might not have had the best car, they've not had the best form recently. But oh my god, it's just so good to see this resurgence of Mercedes in general after their rotten run of form of late. 2 wins in 2 races, sorry. Who'd have thunk it? But again, it's just the unpredictability of the season. 6 different race winners now in 4 different teams. Absolutely incredible. No one could have predicted that after round 1. But yeah, I'm just so excited for what the rest of the season has to offer. And next season, obviously, before the big reg change, these teams are just going to keep converging. I don't think they're going to get further apart. I think it's just going to get closer and closer and closer. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what this season and the next has in store for us. What else to say? Max, I have to praise Red Bull. Obviously, they weren't that good in qualifying with the damage that he got after going through the gravel trap. Perez had an absolute shocker once again. What more can we say about that man? He's one of the loveliest guys, and he's got the talent and the skill. There's no doubt about that. He proved that in other teams, and throughout the rest of his quite lengthy career now. He is not a rookie, and he has had many incredible highlights to show what he's worth, and that is a lot. But I just feel so bad for him that the run of form that he's had of late is not representative of what he's capable of. But I would be extremely surprised if they kept him for the duration of his new contract, because honestly, I know it's harsh, but I do not think his performances have justified it. I'm amazed they signed him on in the first place, to be honest, and if they keep him on after this run of form, then he is the luckiest man alive. I think largely it's because of their lack of replacements. I don't think Yuki or Ricardo or any of the Red Bull Academy drivers are going to perform much better than Perez, to be honest. So I think that's the main reason why they're keeping him in, because I just don't think it's worth the jeopardy of having to bring another driver in just for the end reward of still having a fairly average result compared to Max. So I think they're just banking on the security, and the consistency. But something has to change in that team, because this is not good enough. Their constructors is under threat, and with the car that they have, it should not be under threat. And with the star driver that they have, they need to be bringing home the points, and Perez is not doing that in the slightest. But obviously, next to Max, it's very difficult to show your worth. And again, credit to Max. How the hell he got P2 in that race, I do not know, but it just goes to show what a great driver he is. I feel bad for McLaren, because this was a track that they were hyped up to the nth degree. And I think they should be worried, to be honest, that this was one of their best opportunities all season to maybe get a 1-2 even, especially after Perez having that qualifying. And Max has still beaten them, and they've got 3rd and 4th, was it, or 3rd and 5th? I think Sainz got 5th in the end. But yeah, to be honest, they should be worried, because they have the car to fight now. They have the car to consistently fight for victories, and they are not getting the results that they need, to be honest. So there's something deeper within the team, I think, that's the issue. I think operationally, they're not performing as well as they should. I don't think they're matching up to their car's performance. So yeah, again, gutted for Lando. Obviously, he made mistakes, the team made mistakes. They both still have a lot to learn. to get the results that their car needs now, and that they need to really cement themselves at least P2 in the championship. Because Mercedes are coming back, Ferrari have their days. I don't think they're as slow as they look. I think they're going to have tracks where they're going to be back where we saw them earlier on in the season. And McLaren have to be ready for that. They have to be making the most of these weekends where they have possibly the fastest car. And they are just not making the most of it at the moment. And it is not because of the drivers. Let's just say that. So, yeah. I don't know what they need to change, but they need to change something, and fast, because, Mercedes have picked up 2 wins out of nowhere, where they didn't, where, no one saw it coming, yeah, McLaren need to stop to pick up their act, and fast. But, yeah, back to the positives. I am just so delighted for Lewis. Again, that race had everything. Despite the result, it just had everything. The battles, the weather, seeing Max come through at the end, seeing the top 3 converge, still not knowing who would win it with 5 laps to go. This is Formula 1, and I have missed it, but boy have we been spoiled of late. Yeah, delighted for Lewis. Please, let's have a discussion. I would love to know what you thought of that race. I can barely get my thoughts together, so maybe you'll bring some more rational opinions to the table. Please do. I can't wait to hear what you think. But other than that, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoy that incredible race, and here's to many more, I will speak to you again very soon. I need to lie down. But yeah, be well, and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.